I thought this Minecraft world was abandoned, but after a year of collecting dust, I'm back to collect Minecraft's newest achievements so we can reach the total of 124. And I brought some help too. Welcome back, folks. Folks, happy July. We are back on the July series. This is so weird. For one, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I got my F2 I'm pressing. Everything's off. Holy smokes. Okay, it's been a year since I've logged into this world. As you can see from the top of the screen, we do have a little bit of cleanup from the how did we get here. We all of a sudden have a raid that we need to deal with. And by the looks of it, they've found their way into to our pen. I guess that works pretty well. Sorry. Oh, especially sorry to that guy. I guess the share stake in their honor. It's still counting up. All I wanted to do was just log back into my world, and all of a sudden I gotta deal with this. This is just rich. But we gotta talk about plan for this episode, right? There's new achievements, all right? I thought last time I was on here, I was the talk of the town, the top brass. I had every single achievement in Minecraft, including how did we get here? And now, okay. Well, that's not gonna end well for him. But go deal with this witch. But now all of a sudden, there's new achievements. Granted, there's only 2 that Minecraft's added in. Let's see if I can even find them where they are. All right, yeah, so I've lost access to Adventuring Time. I need to go find a Pale Garden. Where is the Happy Ghast one? There you go, dried ghast in the water, that's stay hydrated. And there's one other one, which is Heart Transplanter. I don't see where that is, but we're definitely gonna need to go get that one. But I don't know, I mean, everyone has been asking in the comments, for about a year now, everyone's been asking, when's the next July series? You know, is July series coming back? And obviously, in the weeks building up to July, more and more people were seeing that day come up on their calendar, and they were wondering, what's the plan for July Series 2? So I knew I wanted to do an anniversary episode. Everyone talks about a forever Minecraft world, so I knew I was like, I want this to be a world that I can continue to come back to. Not the least of which that there's new achievements to get, but also just that, like, I haven't logged on to this world in so long, it would be nice to just see what's up. Hey, what's up, Buckeye? I'm kind of faffing around. I think really what we need to get down to, Observer, the brass tacks, is we got an agenda. Observer, well, not Observer, Noobster, the other Observer. He does observe. Noobster, we got all of our different achievements and goals for this episode. Put it all up in a neat little graphic. Yeah, that's the Noobster specialty right there. First off, we need to get to our gas tiers, and think it's soul soil. There we go, we need our dried gas, soul sand, 8 gas tiers. Do you want your own dried gas? Do you want to bring one around for fun? Yeah, all right, you can get one as well. Nosy, you're not getting one. All right, I don't trust you. About as far as I can throw you. Mwah. So first things first, we need our dried gas. We need to go to a Pale Garden. We need to do a whole bunch of things. So let's get going. Hey, look at that. All right, let me get my leaves back up. So while we were prepping for this episode, I wanted to put out a little post to get some of your guys' questions on the community tab post. And I figured while I'm cleaning up this place, why not answer some of this? So this question's from the Imp Wizard 9732, and they asked, if you could remake the July series, what would you do differently? I think there's a couple of different answers to that, right? Stuff like making the things daily, that's a lot. And like even with our buffer to make the videos daily and stuff, like that was still a lot of work, and it was a lot of effort from everyone. It was a lot of effort from, Observer, from John, from Noobster, especially, it was just so much work. But we kind of did get to remake the July series and do it differently, in the sense that we made the 100 days in the No Block Survival map, and that was basically meant to be like July series, not July series 2, but like July series new, let's say it like that, in the sense that we still told stories, we still reply to a lot of the same different things that we did. It was just that kind of vibe, I guess. So that was different in the sense that we released all the episodes at once. That was kind of nice because we were able to just spend the time and not worry about the deadline as much, I think. So like we were able to put more time into the flashback shots and the different things that we had there. But I think also just like we would involve more collaboration. I think that's one of the things that I really like about how we do things nowadays, is that our team is way more involved in projects. If you saw we did a video where we remade Mario Kart in Minecraft, and there was multiple different members of our team who were working on that map, and just the way that all came together, I just thought it was really cool. Man, they're still pretty unhappy. It does take a while for them to grow up. But that was really cool because we were able to get together all of these different amazing skill sets that we work with on the team and pull something together. And it was something I was really proud of and really proud of the team for doing. And I think before that, July series actually would have been that kind of all hands on deck sort of collaborative thing that we had. It wasn't all hands on deck, but it involved a lot more pieces of the puzzle than we usually do on a project. And I think just doing more of that is fun. You break in our light fixture? We're not insured for any of this, Observer. I hope you know this. We're insured for one more flick. That was about all we had in the budget. Now that July was a really special part of my life. July of 2024 will always be something that sticks out of my head as having this moment of being on camera and, you know, memorialized for me to look back at. And it's something I look forward to rewatching as the years go by. But like, it also was a very stressful period too, because of the daily effort and all that stuff. So I think in my head, one of the big things that I've learned this year is like, how can we do things but not do it just like more stressful? Because speaking candidly, this is one of the questions that Noobster had, is he was like, what's changed about the way that you do the channel and your outlook on things since July? And I think, you know, it's changed in a couple of different ways, but this April of this year in 2025, I took stock of everything that we were doing, and we kind of wanted to find out like what to do after July series had ended, because obviously that was the most videos we'd ever put out in a period. Between the shorts and the daily upload, it was just a lot. So it's like, what do you do? And we didn't know what to do. So then we were like, okay, well, we'll do this observatory format. You know, it's like the list format, but me and Observer get to hang out. That was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. But then also we were adding in more personality videos, and we were uploading a lot more on Skippy T, our second channel as well. And then eventually we took stock of it and we were like, holy smokes, we are uploading 24 times a month between the two channels. That's too much. We were able to split it up amongst the team pretty well, but like, it just was way exhausting for just exhaustion's sake. It didn't make sense. And so now we've scaled back, and now we're doing like a video a week on the main channel and a video a week on the second channel, as well as like Patreon stuff. And that's been a lot better. But I do like that question, Imp Wizard. I think that was a lot of fun. Thank you. I think we should come up with names that work well together. Gaston? We can do Gaston. That's Observers. I'll do Ray. All right. I have a stupid amount of snowballs in my inventory. Ah! Well, that is only one of them. Where's the other? Did it already fly away? All right. Well, you can be Ray. Oh, there you go. And you can be Gaston. Ooh, do I remember the name of my first Minecraft dog or cat? That question comes from Tice Baby. That's funny. Well, the problem is that I think when I had my first Minecraft wolf, it definitely would have been a wolf because it would have predated. Oh, sorry, Ray. It would have predated cats. Even is when I started playing Minecraft, and it would have predated name tags too. So for that matter, whoa! Oh, you're just close. I thought you were already grown up. Here, I can get your Gaston up to fighting form here too, Observer. Hey, come back down here. Gaston! Oh, this is why it's yours. It doesn't listen. There we go. So the name of my first, I don't remember. Here it was Ready. That I remember because we were talking about Bluey at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the opposite. Man, I am a terrible snowball feeder. In fairness, not something that's going on my resume very soon. I don't even really have a resume, so that would make it a little tough too. But my red harness, whomp, bam, I forget just how slow these things are. Oh, aerial combat, get ready, Observer. Mwah. Ow. Yeah, I guess I did say aerial combat. I just wasn't expecting. I thought it was a well-placed smooch. And now I think we can go start trying to get to the Pale Garden. West it is, westward ho. It seems a little mean to the west, but whatever. So, big thing, all right, world download. Where is it? There is a world download that's ready, and you're gonna even look at the description of this video and find a world download. The truth was that we couldn't find the right place to put out the world. I've never put out a world before, so I didn't know if it was best to go. I didn't feel right to go do like a Google Drive thing, so I was like, I don't know what the best way is to release this world. I've never used any of the resources that exist nowadays for releasing worlds, so that just didn't feel like something that was up my alley. Wow, that's a real Enderman party over here. Oh, that's something I could talk about. So obviously, the VTuber's back. Hello. And Noobster sent me a thing where he was like, I remember what your VTuber reminds me of. and it's the Mutant Enderman from the Mutant Mobs mod. You probably can color shift that and it would look just like my guy, because it's got these big hands. And look, I still love the VTuber. It hasn't really shown up in a lot of things since, but I know it's not everyone's favorite, but I think the VTuber's great. And it wouldn't have felt right to do this without the VTuber, I think, too. I can tell we're in new chunks, though, because we're starting to see these desert bushes. Look at these. So we're getting into some of these. I realize I don't have any of the things like a cactus flower either. Maybe I should grab a little one of those. Those are fun. What made you want to do the July series, and what made you want to do it today? It's a good question. That one's from Ian. Thank you, Ian. I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit in the first ever episode of the July series, is that I was seeing a bunch of people talking about returning to Minecraft in this very kind of natural way. And I was definitely in my head, I wanted to just go back and play Minecraft in a regular survival sense, and I hadn't done it ever. I think wanting to do it on the main channel versus wanting to do it on like some other channel or something was because we've talked about all these different tips and tricks for how to play Minecraft, but never actually shown how I play. And then I also just wanted to I wanted to show off a different side of me. No, that's for the better or worse. I don't know. That's up to you. But I wanted to have a more personal connection with the fans. And I think this was fun. Not in like a parasocial weird way. I don't know. Now there's, what, 10 million? 10.1 million, I believe now, of you who have subscribed, which is just insane. And the idea of like all these people watching for however many years that we've done this channel and not knowing that much about me, like that just feels, I don't know. I wanted to share a little more. Hey, Bill Garden, there we go. Oh, that's a tiny one. Oh, maybe. Woohoo! Oh yeah, baby! Awesome. All right, we gotta find a Creaking. The feelings I got from July series, I haven't got from a lot of the other videos that we make. Which isn't to say that I don't like the other videos that we make. And we have a lot of fun doing them. The stuff with Dan and Jay, the stuff with Observer and the Observatory, like those are all great. But July series means something entirely different to me. It clicks in an entirely different way that I could have never imagined. I think the other day I was like, I gotta check on something just to see how we did it in the movie to see what it was like. And I went back and I started rewatching it just to make sure how we made one point. I think it was just how we had a pop-up show up. And it clicked with me so much that I immediately just started rewatching from that timestamp. Like I lost myself in watching it, which sounds really... Saying it out loud, it makes me seem so narcissistic. Like, obviously, I was watching my own stuff, and it was just so engrossing. I was like, how can I put this away? Someone's got to take this pry from my cold, dead hands. It wasn't like that, but it was the sense that I think because I put more of me out there into these videos, it connects with me in a way that that sounds like a Creaking. There it is. Hey, buddy. All right. Ow. So I have to kill you to get monsters hunted. So let's do that. Where is your heart? Is it in here? Where's my axe? Stay back. Where's my... I used to have an axe. I used to be someone in this world. I swear. All right, there's our resin. Thank you. I think you could trigger it with F5. Oh, no, you definitely can't. Okay. Ah, just a joke. All right, well, we just gotta break this heart apart, I guess. Ow! Not helping. There we go. Wait, is that gonna drop the heart? I think it will regardless, but I'm gonna break it with Silk Touch just to be careful. Yeah. Take it up with someone else. Man, this guy's really posing for this picture. He's like, man, you almost done? I can't hold this smile. Ow! Dead. All right, sweet. Now we need some of the pale logs, and we'll be all set to go set this up. So that already gives us Heart Transplanter, but there was something I wanted to do with all this. Yeah, I wanted to return to July series now, because it wouldn't have felt right to have another July pass and not do something special. And we were going to do another full set of 31 videos that just felt like way too much. I wouldn't even know what to do. I know some people were like, oh yeah, there's the Blaze and Caves advancements pack, which adds in, I think it's like 1,000 new advancements. It's something absurd. And while that would be fun, maybe that would be like a, I don't know, some kind of charity stream or something we could do, trying to go get as many of those as possible. It would just feel like a rehash. And I think there is something good to letting things stand. Not trying to one-up things. The reason that I liked the idea of an anniversary episode is that it in my head, this doesn't feel like, oh, let's just do July series again. It feels like, okay, yeah, there's new achievements to Minecraft. there's new outlooks for Minecraft. Let's go check those out again and talk about some of the series. It just gives us a chance to look back and be like, yep, July series still there. It's something that still means something to me. I like reminiscing. As you can probably tell from a lot of these videos, I'm a deeply sentimental person. So it felt right to just get to have a chance to go revisit things. But yeah, thank you for the question, Ian. Nintendo When Flipnote asked this question: what is your favorite early memory when playing in Minecraft? There's a lot. I mean, it's really, especially, there's a period of my life where it's hard to separate favorite memories during that period where it isn't just with Minecraft. There's so many. I played on so many different servers with friends that each of those have their own branches of memories. There were survival servers that we played on forever. Remember, I had a lot of fond memories of playing on this Tekkit server with my friends. That was great. I remember one time they came and visited me in summer, and all three of us had our laptops on our lap. My mom has a picture. I don't think I could find it, but it's a picture of all three of us sitting side by side on the couch, each with our laptops, playing on probably a LAN world? Or maybe it was like a server running off of something there, but it was us all playing together on our laptops. And I remember I would download Sphax, this texture pack. I think now it's just called BD Craft. I would play with that because the Yogscast played with it. And my little MacBook Air was not nearly as powerful as their PCs that were custom built for Minecraft. So I was playing at like 16 frames per second, but I loved it because it looked like the Yogscast did. And I would try to convince my friends to play with it, and they said no because they didn't like the look of it. And I thought, I don't know, even like nowadays, I still don't know what normal Tekkit looks like. I only know Tekkit through that lens of pure BD Craft. So that's it. But I mean, it's so hard to pinpoint just one favorite early memory because it was so much of my life. And Minecraft continues to be something that's in my life. And like even then, I played the most of it during that period. I played it solo all the time. I played it on servers like Hypixel and The Hive. I played it on servers that I owned with my friends. I played snapshots. I watched so much Minecraft all the time. It just really, like, if Minecraft was Rome, then all roads led to it. So it meant a lot. And I think it's wild now that I get to do it, and that there's people now that I've met at VidCon who say that they watch Minecraft and stuff and got into Minecraft from watching our videos. And that's a completely mind-blowing thing for me to hear, because I think of our videos as being something that you would only really watch if you were already into Minecraft. So the idea of people getting into Minecraft because they watched our videos is kind of absurd to me. It's not absurd in a bad way, it's just like I can't wrap my head around it. That's one of the reasons why I love going to VidCon. I just came back from VidCon a few weeks ago, and I got to meet a whole bunch of you there as well, and we got to give out a whole bunch of goodies. We gave out these keychains and these postcards. Some people even gave me things as well. I'll send pictures of that to Noobster. But someone brought me this little like Skip felt head that they had made. I thought that was awesome. That was really, really cool. Kind of a funny story is that they were, I mean, this is dedication. This person was wearing a full fursuit. They were in line at like near the front of the line, which thank goodness for them, because I don't want them waiting that long, and that, you know, it was warm in there for me. And I was just wearing clothes, regular clothes. And, you know, people were waiting there for like at least half an hour, I think. And to do all that, to like deliver it, and they had it in the jaw of their costume. It was very, my girlfriend and I kept talking about that. I thought that was very sweet. And what else? I just got a whole bunch of stuff. There were people who came up to me and told me all these different stories. It was really sweet getting to hear, as our videos have gotten, you know, been around for longer, there's now people who have grown up with them. And so there's some people, this one parent told me their story of how they used to call it Sneak the Tutorial in their house, because their kid would go and like sneak away and watch Skip the Tutorial, which I think is awesome. This was really cool because it reminded me of a story with me and my dad where this parent and their son were talking about how they played Punch-Out and how the videos helped with them playing Punch-Out. And that meant so much to me because like I played Punch-Out with my dad, and like getting to hear that is just so unbelievably cool to me. Hey, what's up, Gaston? What's up, Ray? I'm gonna sleep. I brought you guys a new friend. He'll be nicer in the morning, I promise. CJ Dino Rex asks how to build a bomb. Like that. We gotta go build ourselves up something for our new little happy gas, okay? I want to build some kind of hangar or something for our guys to hang out in. I mean, that's a good thing to do in a hangar. Next question, I don't think this counts as a question, is from James Kearney. They just said Cinnamon Toast Crunch is amazing. which is true. Thank you for your contribution. Where do you think we should build our place for our friends? Do you think we should build it on this next to Hank Tower? I think that'd be a good spot for it, right? Like over here. Where are my tools? I'm so confused as to like where my axe is and stuff. Ooh, this one from, I believe it's Dana. Dana asks, what was your favorite moment of the July series? The part that gets me emotional every time is, yeah, there's where we got it. There's my stuff. I was like, where's all of my good stuff? Yeah, my skip and shining armor, we didn't start the fire, but I did. Itchy palm, all my good things. Okay, yeah, there it is. That's good. The part that gets me emotional when I rewatch it is getting how did we get here. It's funny to try to dispel this rumor because the more that you fight it, the less true that it makes it seem. I didn't actually cry during the moment, but I don't think I would have minded to. I think it's just I was so happy because it had built up for so long and I was so embarrassed, like not embarrassed, I was so nervous. That's the word I'm looking for. I was so nervous of going through all of this and then I wasn't able to pull off getting the last achievement. But I also like that it was built up as this thing. I like that I got to do it with Dan and Jay and Observer and all that. Like it was a long day of recording. It was a long month of doing all that stuff. So it just stands out as such a special moment for me. And the Noobster is such a pro at editing. The way that the theme creeps back in it. Sorry, buddy. The way that the theme creeps back in and everything, it's just so charming. I will say, one of the weirdest parts about returning back to this, right, is like, I remember being shocked there was only 2 new achievements that have been added in, but I mean, like, we're not even on a new numbered update, but how much has changed in the game? Like, we have all the different Spring to Life updates. We have all the changes that came to the Creaking and the Pale Garden. We have the Happy Ghast stuff, like all of that is a bunch of new changes. But like, I think that's one of the problems that Mojang fights against is that you can make all these changes, spend a year on all these updates, and then look at how quickly we flew through it because, you know, this is just a month-long Minecraft world. Think about all the people who have like multi-year Minecraft worlds and how quickly they can do everything. You almost fly through it too quickly, where it's hard to make something that feels impactful. I think the last Minecraft update that really felt like that to me was the Nether update. That, in my eyes, is the best update. But it was also a really well-timed update too, right? Like, it came out during 2020, like COVID, so a lot of people were returning to Minecraft, and that was a perfect time to be like, oh yeah, Minecraft that you remembered, completely different. And partnered with all the villager tweaks and stuff, like, it was just a really cool way to return back to that game. I don't know, I liked it a lot. The question is how am I going to build this barn? I don't know what a good design is. Observer, you want to get into survival and you want to collaborate on this a little bit? There we go. So I'm thinking I want to do kind of like what we did in our 50 ways to use a Happy Ghast video, which was we built these kind of barns for the guys to hang out in. That was very good. But the problem is that Devin, our map maker, is a much better builder than I am. Not that Observer, though. They're both very, very good builders. So we'll see how it kind of fleshes out. What do you think? We should outline in dirt or something first, just to get the bones? All right, let's do that. Margaret asked, what was the best day of my life? Holy smokes, that's a tall order. You know what? I'm gonna say that I'm pretty fortunate that I can't think of one example. There's definitely moments where I've been like, man, this is really cool. One I can talk about in particular that usually stands out in my head is like, man, this is a really special moment. I was at VidCon a few years ago, and the way that it happened was that Spotify had bought out part of Disneyland, the California Adventure part of the park, to do like just a Spotify party and a lot of pictures and videos to send to Noobster. It was really, really cool. But the way that it all kind of worked out was that like, that was my first VidCon after COVID. That was a particularly impactful VidCon for me because it was not only getting to come back to VidCon after this scary uncertain time of COVID, but also like I got to come back to VidCon and I had a YouTube channel, like I had something to show for it. I think we just hit 5 million subscribers at that point, which was insane. So like getting to go back in during this incredible time during the channel's life, you know, getting to have all these new friends that I had made from Minecraft YouTube, from, you know, just regular YouTube. My friends like James, who does a channel called The Odd Ones Out, James, DJ, Parker, Branzy, like all of them. It was just really, really cool to go see them all and going to this party where like I love Disneyland. I've had family that's worked at Disneyland and stuff before. Like, it was really, really neat to get to go and have this exclusive experience at Disneyland that I got to do because of the merits of my work, is how it felt. That's a simplified version of it, right? Is that, like, obviously I didn't get there alone. I had a lot of help, and I wasn't able to extend the invite that far. But I just remember feeling really, really cool that I got to go to this thing and had this great time of riding the rides, just walk on to all the rides. It was so cool. It was a moment of feeling like I'd made it. Because I will say, as amazing as all the milestones are, they don't really set in at the time so much. Like, it's hard to picture the scope or scale of things until, like, you get kind of a frame of reference. That's one of the reasons why the meet and greets are really cool, is it's like, we get to have all these people come to our meet and greets, and we're there for, like, you know, over an hour, like close to 2 hours of these meet and greets, just meeting people. And that is a fraction of the people who just even go and comment on the videos. And it's like, that's insane to me, how big some of these numbers are. I don't know, not to get, I feel like it's hard to talk about some of this stuff without sounding like you're, you know, tooting your own horn too much. But, you know, if you like the horn, you don't like the sound, observe or play on. Isn't that right? Ponder. Ba, 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 da. That's not as cheery as I remembered it being, but that's fine. All right, well, I was thinking mangrove planks would look nice. White framing would look good. What would we use for white? We would use, like, I didn't get enough pale logs. That's kind of an annoying thing. I'd probably have bone meal. Hold on. I could do this. We should use the pale garden in this build. That's obvious, right? Oh, you know what we could also use? I have a new idea. Netherrack. I know that's gonna sound a little crazy, but hear me out. I think if we use netherrack, it'll bring it together with the nether theming, and it's also a nice red block. Okay, I have an idea now. We're gonna have to go, oh, Hank Tower's starting to oxidize. Wow, that's kind of telling, isn't it? Ooh, from the Quaggiest Sire, amazing name. Who would win in a fight between you, Failboat, Jay, Branzy, and Observer? Well, it depends on what it is. If it's a Minecraft fight, I think it's going down to Observer versus Branzy. They just play the most of it. They play it at a high level. I'm a lot of mine playing Minecraft is just messing around. Branzy plays a lot for the different challenges and things that he does, and he does a lot in hardcore, which is just an entirely different level of expertise. And Observer plays a lot too. Plus, Branzy's friends with Rek, and Rek plays a lot of PvP stuff, so Branzy would probably be better for that. If it's in any other game, it would probably be down to Dan and Observer. I feel like they're particularly good at games. If it's Mario Kart, it's Jay. This isn't looking very good for me, I know, all right? If it's in real life, it's probably down to, I would say, Branzy and Jay. Dan's tall, but he's awkward. Branzy's tall, and he's super fit. Observer and I are on the shorter end of the spectrum. Jay's well-built. I don't know. Not to count you out, Observer, sorry, but Branzy's pretty tall. That's our fight breakdown. I don't know, you're not gonna see us at Creator Clash fighting, so it's all speculation. Obviously, I've had friends who have fought in Creator Clash. My friend Michelle fought, and my friends James and DJ have fought. And because of that, you get asked a lot of questions of like, would you ever fight in a YouTuber boxing thing or whatever? And the answer is absolutely not. And the real answer is that my mom would kill me before I got into the ring. So my mom would be the toughest opponent that I would have to face, and she wouldn't let me. Not to sound like immediately wussy, I'm like, my mom wouldn't let me, but like, look, man, I don't need to go make my mom sad. All right, Observer, let's go try building some more. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Probably we should recess this or build this out more so it actually looks like a frame. Yeah, that's better. What else can I update on? Oh, all the people that I got to explain kind of tangentially through the last July series. I can give updates on them. I'm still with my same girlfriend. We're going for a year and a half now, which is crazy. I always say, for me, it's a year and a half. For her, it's a year and a half with me, which is so much worse. But that's been great. She's still playing Minecraft. She has a happy gas named Randall. She got a happy gas before I did, which is just an outrage, but she does her Minecraft world forever. She does such a good job. She's a huge help. She comes to me to VidCon and stuff and helps hand out everything. I love my girlfriend. She's just really especially good at immediately helping any of the people in her life. It's a really cool thing. Sorry, not to get immediately distracted on my girlfriend. How boring, right? My roommate, Spencer, Dispenser, he's still racing. We still have all the energy drinks at the back of my garage. I don't know if I mentioned that the reason we got a whole pallet of them too is because they said that they had printed the wrong expiration date on them. They were like, oh yeah, well it's it says August 1st, 2024 is when they expire, but they actually expire August 1st, 2025, but we can't repackage them and sell them legally. So yeah, you want them? Sure. So we got a bunch of these energy drinks, and regardless of whether or not they were expired when they gave it to us or not, they're definitely going to be expired soon, because we're coming up on August, we're already in July, so, I mean, before you know it, we'll have expired energy drink taking up a whole thing, cases upon cases. And what's funny about it is that I still prefer to drink a bunch of other stuff. The flavors that I like of their drink, they didn't even send to us, go figure. Does this look better? Like mixing in mangrove planks into the walls? I don't know if we'll need to go collect more. We do have propagules. We can grow some. Oh, you know what I could talk about? Observer, have you ever had swig? No? Do you know what swig is? Yes. I went with my girlfriend to go try swig. For those of you who don't know, I don't know how regional or even international this thing is, but swig is like a brand that exists just to sell you soda with syrups and creams in it. So you go and you buy swig and it's like, oh, okay, we tried this flavor called the Texas Tab, which is just Dr. Pepper. We got Diet Dr. Pepper. And then it's vanilla and cream in it, coconut cream. I just did the vanilla cream because I'm allergic to coconut. And we tried that. And I mean, it was fine because it felt like I was overpaying for one of those Coca-Cola freestyle machines, except it was given to me by multiple teenagers who were working behind the counter poorly. And then they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna ask you a few questions. And it's like, is it? Is there, where's the answer for no? Well, where's the answer for stop? Because it's like it was, I believe genuinely for the two of us to get, granted the 2 large sodas, but still, for the 2 of us to get that, it was like $10 including tip. Insane. It was fine. I don't know. It's like the biggest thing in the world though, apparently. This swig. So my theory, the reason I wanted to go get all these mangrove logs, Observer, is that I was like, okay, if we strip them down, they might look cool in here as well. Ow. All right, well, watch yourself there, buddy. So it kind of breaks down from like logs to planks to netherrack is how I'm thinking. You know what I should be doing? I'm amazed I haven't been doing this yet. Come over here, Ray. You gotta come help build your house. Oh, Raymond, here you go. Wow, maybe this is why I probably should have dragged you over here on a lead. Here's a question that we've gotten before, but I do think it is an interesting one to answer, where someone, Toa of Donuts, asked, will you ever go back to No Name or do another season? So No Name, if you don't know, is the Minecraft server I did with people like Sandiction, RecRap, Jay, Dan, me, Branzy. We did this server called No Name, which I loved. And you can tell that by the upload cadence, because I was like it was me and Branzy who played on it. Branzy has now had a kid, which is awesome. But what that means is it is very hard to pin down Branzy. Jay and Dan, they do Nintendo stuff, so they're mostly busy with that. So if I'm ever able to get them to do Minecraft, it's all that other stuff that it goes to. And then Rec is always busy with lifesteal stuff and all that. Which is to say, would I ever return to No Name? There are things that I still want to do on that server. I don't know if it's come across for this series, but like I am someone where, I don't know if I would say that I struggle with closure, but I really value closure. I like the idea that I can see something through. And like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with calling whatever this YouTube thing is done without having some kind of wrap up on No Name. I think the No Name games that we did with Sully and all that was really, really cool. So like, I think that was a really neat way of doing a lot of this stuff, but like, there's still things I want to do. There's still, I want to finish up some of the stuff so we can like eventually release a world download. So there's still unfinished business on No Name, the way that there's unfinished business with other things. And I feel like the longer I talk about it, the more I'm like, okay, yeah, pay up or show up, buddy. But like, even if it's just me going on and finishing up stuff on No Name, I would like to go and finalize the last bits of that, because to me, that means something. I think it's like anything. I think there is an aspect of you never realize when something's gonna be your last. I had something a little personal like that not that long ago. God, just 2 days ago since recording this, my childhood dog passed away. She had a great long life. Actually, the dog that I talked about, the Maltese who was able to get back from the coyote attack. So, I mean, a huge, tremendous, brave life that this dog had. She passed away peacefully in her sleep, back in her bed at home. It was a very, you know, I think as far as ways to go, it was pretty good. She did well for herself. She was 14 years old. That's, gosh, how old? It's like 98 in human years or something ridiculous. So, you know, I don't live with my parents anymore, so I didn't get to see her like before she was gone, and now she just is, and that's kind of the way that it is. And like, now after the fact, I'm like, oh man, you know, I didn't get to see her again. Like, you never know when you're gonna miss that last time of seeing something, right? But it's gonna be a really weird pivot back to the Minecraft part, but like, I eventually, you know, you realize that happens with Worlds or whatever. You know, I think of how many Minecraft servers I played on, especially with friends, and like eventually it is someone's last time of logging into a world, and you don't really know when that was going to be. I mean, for me, it was pretty obvious. It ended up being, you know, I didn't log on August 1st, so sometimes there is finite ways for things to end, but look, we're back. Okay, I think this is starting to look better with the texturing now. Hey, Skip Observer, what's your favorite mobile game of all time? And also, your favorite console game, of course. This is from How Clever. I can tell you my answers. So, my favorite mobile game of all time, I loved mobile games back in the day. Things like Cut the Rope, and there was this game called Pudding Monsters, which was by the people who made Cut the Rope and all that stuff, and that was so cool. I just loved puzzle games like that. Angry Birds was so cool. Plants vs. Zombies, all that stuff. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. These things soaked up so much of my time. Kind of crazy to think about now, honestly. Those have a special place in my heart. My favorite console game, that's tough. I'd probably say, I was asked at VidCon what like one of my favorite games was, and the answer I would probably give is like Shovel Knight. I really, really love Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight and Punch-Out Wii are like some of my favorite games ever. Observer, what are your favorites? Holy smokes, you're at a novel? All right, Mobile Balatro, console Breath of the Wild, Pilotwings Resort. Oh, it's also on console, got it. Lego Indiana Jones Wii specifically. Cool. So I'm trying to think of what to make for the floor for this thing, Observer. I'm thinking barn, right? We gotta go barn-esque. Can you get Observer full netherite aside from the helmet? I don't even have full netherite. Observer gets what Observer gets. Thank you for the question, Hungry Isaac. I peek behind the curtain and all of a sudden your name is Hungry Isaac. That's just so weird. I don't know how that came to be. I have no idea. Except you have no voice, so it'd be like... There we go. Yeah, fly him in, Observer. Ba, 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 da. Just you with a floating pair of pants, just walking over here, meandering. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit of tight squeeze. But we made it, baby. Oh, yeah. Here, let me get Ray in here. It's gonna take a little bit of fine tuning. Oh, hold your breath. Ah, there we go. There we go. See? Nicely done, Ray. All right, so Observer had this idea, and I completely agree. If we gotta add some snow mounds and some kind of ice in here for them. That just looks... That looks like gas waste. Hold on. There you go. It's like freezing up some of the parts of the top tier too. There we go. A couple of icicles. Oh, you're so I can just tell. You're just so plumb happy. And now to keep them safe, Observer, we got to go tuck something in, a little secret here. And then a creaking heart like that. Heart transplanter giving us our last of the achievements, and then, as a matter of fact, if you wouldn't mind watching that, Observer, thank you, it sounds like it's going great. If we name it, Grum will disappear in the day. Let's go test that theory. And sure enough, as Observer's showing off, he's still here. What a weird guard. Should we freeze him in ice? Our Grumsicle. Just chillin', Jay chillin'. I think that's pretty good. Let's go fly over to the campfire, Observer. I got something to say. Now, there's two things I wanted to reveal. So we had this image, and every time that someone would subscribe, a pixel would reveal in this image. Since then, we've gained over 1 million subscribers, so we got a lot of pixels to reveal. Noobster, pull that up. There we go. So as you can see, there were a whole bunch of challenges that we planned for this. And actually the reason that it ended where it did was because the goal was to have this image get us well over 10 million subscribers if we gained everything. And now we're over that, which is just insane. So 500,000 meant bringing a warden up to build height. This challenge referred to bringing in all my other friends as well. We would have brought in a whole other guest, which is probably for the best because I'm just trying to run out of people. My contacts list isn't that big. We had it where it completely made made fall damage lethal. Any amount of fall damage was lethal. That was a challenge. We had the size attribute changing, which actually we did end up doing that challenge in the no block survival map that we did, 100 days no block survival. And then after 1.3 million pixels revealed, that would have been adventure mode. We would have had to play the game in adventure mode for that episode, but I wanted to show some of that off. And then also, every single one of these achievements, it's been taking a screenshot using a mod that we had installed, and we've never shown those off until now. So let's get that montage up, Noobster. And with that, folks, thank you so much. Have a happy July, and I'll see you next time. And have a good one. All right?